Alright, well, it's another day, another project. This is actually a project I should have done a long time ago. And this is our sitting room area. Sorry for the laundry because we're doing laundry this time. So about, not this Christmas, Christmas 2022, last year, I bought Sherelle this electric fireplace. She always said she wanted a fireplace, electric fireplace, for up here, so I got one. And the plan was to build actual like fireplace mantle and all that stuff for it, but ran out of time. A whole year went by. But she uses a lot actually. She uses the heater feature. She likes to have the light on while she watches TV at nighttime. So now today I am going to finally enclose this thing. I don't know what's actually called, the term, but the heater actually works really well. And it worked so well that I actually bought the smaller version for our bathroom a couple weeks ago. I didn't film this because it was just literally just hanging on the wall. But I've been slowly kind of upgrading the fixtures. But the plan is to pretty much enclose this thing. This is going, that's getting moved. Don't know where that's going just yet. Probably gonna have to get a picture frame to that. I only have a general idea of how I want to get this done. All great DIY projects require careful planning, which I have not done. I just know in my mind what I want it to look like. So I ran to Lowe's, got some 2x4s. I'm gonna use some blue painter's tape to kind of do like a marking up of where I want everything to be. I also got Shiplap. I'm going to paint that black, and ideally it should go fairly smoothly. I don't know. We'll make it up as we go. We'll improvise and kind of go from there. Go through some of the basic tools that you're going to need, like a laser level, which you don't actually need, but I'm going to whip it out anyway just to get a chance to use it. Tape measure. Some construction screws. And ideally a miter saw. So let's do this. Okay, step one has been getting rid of this old entertainment stand, which was actually good that we did because this was from Walmart, and I guess the fridge leaked at one point, and these two pieces were actually just sitting there by the luck of God, I guess, just kind of staying attached. So that's pretty much either trash. I guess I could just put it on the legs by itself, but I don't know. Next step is really going to be to take all the stuff down off the wall, put some blue painter's tape in order to kind of figure out exactly where I want things. And I actually measured this wall to see how wide this wall is, and then kind of just come in 2 feet, I guess, give or take, from both sides, depending on how wide of a space it is. But yeah. We'll keep it moving. What I did was, this is 126 inches, this wall. So I just went 2 feet in on both sides, and then I used the laser level to line up where that 2 feet marker was, 2 foot marker, wow. And then I used the painter's tape on the outside of the line, so I know where the 2x4s ideally will stop. I see people actually fully mask out the entire thing. I don't actually need that. I just need to know, generally speaking, from the inside where it's going. I know the fireplace is, with the faceplate, is 60 inches. Inside, the hole is going to be 54¼ inches. So I know that this is the center of this entire wall. And then so I'm going to just make sure this is centered. Life should be good. I'll have a lot of wiggle room because I think I have like 79 inches, give or take. I gotta do my math, but I think it's like 70 something inches that's going to be in between here. So I'll have about 10 inches, some plus, on each side of the fireplace. The TV is smaller than the fireplace. The TV is only 65 inches. Like, so from like a diagonal standpoint, but it also gives me enough flexibility if we want to put a 70-inch TV up here, because the TV downstairs in the living room is 70 inches. And if this TV ever goes out, what we'll probably do is take the TV downstairs and put it up here, and then buy a new TV for downstairs, because that's where like everybody comes to watch TV. Only Sherelle and I are ever up here watching TV. But this 65-inch TV we've had for probably 7 or 8 years now, so it's only playing with house money at this point. And I need to now decide how far up, what is like the standard for how far up this fireplace should go. I think it's like 14 inches I'm gonna go. Let me see. Yeah, 14 inches is not bad, because then it gives me the flexibility if I do want to add a mantle. I could put a mantle here. I'm gonna do 14. 14 is a nice even round number. Yeah, 14 works. Let's do this. So this one's gonna be dealer's choice on what you guys want to do. It's gonna come depending on how far you want to go. I'm gonna only come out 8 inches probably. And that's with me taking out this trim piece out of here. I also don't want it to pop out too much, because I also don't want the room to feel like smaller, because it's not a very large space in the first place. I just want to give it more of a grander appearance without actually taking up a lot more space. And I'm not going to do shelving on the side. I kind of decided against it. I'm just going to kind of keep it the way it is and just keep it open. So I'm probably just going to do 8 inches out. And even if I did shelving, I probably wouldn't do anything too thick anyway. Probably like a 4-inch wide shelf, worst case scenario. So that'll still give me more than enough room to then, if I need to do shelving, but then also be able to add a trim piece in front of it as well. So I'm going to come 8 inches out. Also, it reduces the amount of material I need. So I'll be able to reuse a lot of the other extra pieces of the shiplap that I have. And it should go fairly smoothly, I think. Fairly smoothly. But this is what a kind of general idea what it's going to look like. TV's going to stop where that blue line is. And now it's time for me to start the scary part. Cutting stuff out. Word of advice for you. When you do your carpet, the sides are okay to cut out with a box cutter. I would just roll it back for now and wait until you know how far you definitely are coming out before you actually cut the front of the carpet, so you know you have enough room later on to put it back. And trust me, I made a mistake before and it was fun times. So we should be good to go. Let's do this. This is where we are right now. I added these 1x4s, I believe they are. They're scrap pieces. I think they're 1x4s. They might be 1x6s, but that's neither here nor there. There's a very good chance that if you're doing this, the studs are not going to line up where you want them to line up. So I use these to tap into the studs, so I have something to actually attach my 2x4s to, which 2 of them are right here. And we should be good to go from there. This is when we find out how square the walls and stuff are actually. I also put the marking tape on the ceiling so I know exactly where I'm going. We should be fairly decent though. Okay, here we are. My box is built. Ideally we should be good. I can't tell you like the dimensions you should use because obviously every heater is going to have different dimensions. But this bad boy is not going anywhere. So now I just got to put some studs up so I could mount the TV to. And we should be good. Step one should be good, but I am going to dry fit this first to make sure this actually fits in here. Otherwise, that's going to be disappointing. To start installing the shiplap. Got my brad nailer. I am going to use glue as well in certain corners to make sure it stays nice and tight, but I'm using a brad nailer to kind of get everything where it needs to be. I didn't fully secure this in. I did screw the screws in, but just in case I have to like wiggle it in and out a little bit, I'm going to keep that open, so we'll keep it going for now. Remember when I said that I wanted to do 14 inches off the ground? Well, I scrapped that idea because I realized it would probably be best if I started with how many of these planks up, and they're 5 inches and a quarter, so I did 3, so that equals to like 15 3/4. So that's how high up it is. So let's see if my math and my planning actually worked out according to plan. This is how we're looking so far. It's nice and flush. Everything's good. I do have to put the secure screws back in, but I'm not doing that until I finish painting. I just wanted to make sure everything did fit properly, so that when the kids are running around, they don't mess anything up or hit anything or nothing breaks or falls on them. But yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. All right, so here is the current status. I miscalculated, so I need 2 more boards for the top, and then I probably need at least 1 more board, maybe 2, just so I can finish filling up this side. But if you look, I went ahead and ran wires through that, so that's good to go from here. This entire side is enclosed, and all I need to do now is add the trim, which I'm about to start cutting up now with a box saw, and get these angles in here. I'm gonna start with the base and then see where I need to go. I could do the base at least, and I could do the back wall. I won't be able to do anything else until I finish this, but I wanted to at least get a feel of how everything looks. Now I did get these primed MDF boards from Lowe's. Lowe's actually on the website, because these are already painted, they have the Velspar color code with the actual like color code with what you need to do if you want to go to a paint department to tell you what type of semi-gloss white Velspar paint to get, because you can actually just keep this paint the way it is and just touch it up, but I'm doing it black. is day 2 and I'm starting to trim. And this is 1x3s, and I'm using 1x2s on the other side. So it's 1x3 on this side, 1x2s. Just using a brad nail to kind of get them together nice and tight. Then across the top, I'm going to use a 1x2 across the top to finish it up. But it's coming together now that it's starting to like actually see it in process. But it worked out really well. So you see I put the 1x, might be a little dark, but the 1x2 back here. There's another 1x2 here. I'm gonna come back and caulk any little gaps that are a little too big. But yeah, got some wood filler that I'm going to use to fill in the holes, which I'm not really good at. And that's kind of going to make and break this whole process with the painting part. But we'll see. We shall see. Overall, the entire thing was actually pretty affordable. Actually, the fireplace cost more than anything else. The fireplace, that's because it's 60 inches. I think it was like almost $400. The 2x4s was like $36, give or take, is how much I spent on 2x4s. And then for the shiplap, probably another 200 bucks worth of shiplap. So, you know, luckily I had obviously I had the fireplace ready. I already had the TV, so I didn't have to worry about that. I already had a wall mount. But yeah, it's coming together pretty good. I'm gonna start patching the nail holes today after I'm done with the trim. Whipped out the box saw so I can get a little bit better with my cuts. And then, ideally, we should be good. What do you guys think so far though? I think it looks good. I actually considered just leaving it white and then keeping it black, but then the gray walls was kind of throwing me off. I figured it'll look better if all the walls are black, but you know, that's a little too much. So I'm gonna paint this black to give it back the look I was going for. And we should be all right. Then I'll put the fridge back in the little corner there. I'll actually rest the DirecTV stuff and the Apple TV on top of the fridge in the corner over there. And we should be all right. Painting is going to be a wonderful task. It's actually coming out really good. It's just that painting these grooves are a pain. I have the small paintbrush that I'm cutting in between. I guess you can paint it before you put it on the wall if you're not using a pure white color. Or if it's in a room where you don't mind taping stuff off and putting drop cloth, I guess you could spray it with a paint sprayer. Probably be easier that way, but you know, make it work. What I'm doing is, so pretty much what I'm doing is I'm using a paintbrush to put the first coat on. It's going to need a second coat anyway. And then I'm using a foam roller to back roll it for a smooth surface. I normally need inspiration to keep me motivated when things get tedious. So I got second coats down at the bottom. I put the fireplace back on and I needed to kind of see what it looks like. But so far looking pretty good. It's matching up pretty well. And we should be good. Now the painstaking task of finishing off the rest of the planks. Alright, it's time to start drinking. Alright, it is done. Made it work. Obviously today it's a lot brighter today than it was before because now it decides it wants to be sunny. It's been raining all weekend and even with the windows open it was pretty dark. So sorry if the video is kind of dark and shadowy at certain points. I was doing with the best light I have. But we are done. It is completed. Fireplace works. TV is mounted back. Wires ran to the side. Fridge is back where it belongs. I added back, well, actually this wasn't here before, but we had this this wedding photo for years that just never really did anything but sat on the floor because they mounted it to like a styrofoam backing. And so what I did was I still had an extra 8-foot section of the 1x2s, or is it 1x3s? I don't know if it was 1x2 or 1x3. These things are flooring together. And all I did was I mitered the edges into 45-degree angles, and I made a black frame for it, and I mounted it to the wall, and it fits perfectly in that area. I put the mini fridge back. I still have to switch the door on the mini fridge because the mini fridge actually opens this way when it should open the other way, but I'll deal with that later. But that is blocking a lot of the wires from DirecTV, so that's good there. Wasn't too bad, actually. It took me about 18 hours to complete. That was also with breaks in between. You can probably get this done in one day, let's say on a Saturday, as long as you bought all your materials on a Friday night or Friday sometime in advance. If you were planning to pick up your materials, unless you're at Home Depot or Lowe's at the time they open at 6 a.m., it's probably going to take 2 days. I went to the Lowe's about 10 o'clock, got back around noon, and I started working. Got everything framed up. I had to go back to Lowe's because I didn't get enough shiplap. And then I also got, yeah, these are 1x3s because that's 1x2s. The bottom is a 1x4. And I had to go back to get a couple 1x3s to kind of make the molding work. But so far so good. I like it. Painting was a pain, getting into these grooves, and now that the sun is out and I can actually get the light coming in, I can see some spots I have to do over, but I'm gonna do that over another day. It did inspire me to where I want to do another wall, but I don't know where else I could do this. So, but for now, this is gonna work. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty good. Later on, I might put a couple shelves on the other side. I'm not too sure just yet. I'll figure that out later. But you are going to need a few tools to kind of get this done. Number one, you're going to need a measuring tape, a very good measuring tape. Number two, you're going to need a miter box. If you don't have a miter saw, you get a miter box for 20 bucks. That way you could cut your trim as best you possibly can. Definitely going to need, you can technically do this all with a box saw. You're just going to be sawing forever. So it'll probably be best for you to get a miter saw and just get a cheap one from Ryobi or something like that to kind of get the job done if you don't have one already. You're also going to need a jigsaw because I had to use a jigsaw to cut the bottom of some of these boards so this fits, as well as the top. I had to cut off the top lip so that it could fit across the top. But it actually worked out pretty good. What do you guys think? Let me know. Everything's coming together. Slowly but surely coming together. I think without the fireplace, and obviously without the TV because I had the TV already, I about $300, give or take. The most expensive part was the shiplap, and I got the MDF version, which is primed. Well, it's actually technically painted white, but you could probably also get just the wood version, or you could probably shop around. I just went to Lowe's and got it at Lowe's. And yeah, it also depends on how far out you're going to bring it, because if you're going to bring it pretty far out, that's going to play a factor as well. But I think it looks good. Well, until next time, people, have a wonderful day. I'm actually really proud of my picture frame, man, because we've been married 11 years and this never had a frame before, and I literally just kind of made it up. I kind of scratched it up earlier today when I was doing it, but I literally just took the extra boards that I had, mitered the edges, spray painted with a matte black spray paint that I already had, and it's good. But yeah, making it work one step at a time. Alright, well, if you're new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. If you liked it, definitely like. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. I didn't show a lot of like the cuts and angles of like measuring it out because it's going to be based on your dimensions and all that wonderful stuff. So I don't want to tell you how to cut it and it just becomes the whole ordeal. You can find all that stuff on other more qualified channels. I'm just a average guy figuring this out little by little. and just try to give you a little inspiration and show you that it can be done, let you know how much it technically costs. And if you're into that type of stuff, definitely hit that subscribe button. So until next time,